Hey guys, Justin here with Rampengu Nation, and I thought I would go over the deck list that you guys have been wanting to see for a while now. This is the Voiceless Drytron deck list that I made for the deck, the hybrid, and I had a video recently about what Alpha Benton does. You guys made it to 100 likes, so I thought I'd release the profile. Going over it, like, it's very hard to build this deck because you need to make sure you have the right balance of your Drytron engine versus the right balance of your Voiceless engine, and also having a bridge card to get to either of those, which is what Prosperity provides. I'm going to go in depth about the profile, and then I'll cover some cards and explain like why I played certain cards. So obviously, first off, we have Alpha, Zeta, our bread and butter. Gamma and Delta, these are just our two other names. 3 Nova and only 2 Emergency. I don't want to play more cards that help me lose to draw, but Emergency is essentially like other copies of Zeta and Alpha. So the same with Prosperity, but the thing is, Prosperity can either be like a Voiceless card or a Drytron card, which is very nice. Prosperity also serves another function in this deck. Since we're not only drawing stuff off Delta, which we only play 1 of, you can also like just banish from the extra deck. You have like so many stuff that are expendable, but being able to dig for a Drytron piece or a Voiceless piece is super important, because this now rounds out our count to where we have like 3 low, 3 superior, 3 barrier, or 3 extra Drytron there. So it's Pot of Prosperity, like one of the best cards to do that. So moving on past that, I get 2 low, 2 superior, and 2 barrier. Again, all these pieces are searchable within each other. Low is searchable from Benton, which is the whole appeal of the deck, and it lets you break their board a lot better. Saphira is a nice card to open, but again, like, it just doesn't like do enough, like, I think on its own, since like Skull Guardian has 7 stars in 2050. But you still want to have 2 copies of it in your deck, you know, just like follow up turn. If you had to just lead Saphira turn 1, didn't have Zeta, then you can get your second Medionis with the other Saphira. Oh, also the cool ruling about Saphira is that if you use it to ritual summon, you can detach low from under beta for its level. Not for it to count for the hold condition for Skull Guardian, but you can have it count for level 1, which is important because you can use Benton with it. So you can go like Saphira, tribute Benton, and then detach the low from underneath. That'll be 7 to summon out the Skull Guardian, which is really good. So then we play 2 barrier, again, same reason, so I only 2/2 on the ratios because of Prosperity, and then 2 guardian, 1 Ceravis because it's your main target off guardian to protect your board, which is kind of nice. Also, you can summon it. It's pretty nice to like summon it as like an interruption because you can summon it with Saphira too. Natasha is pretty good. She helps you break like different boards, and it's the whole reason we don't play Axco, we play Boral Sword. She works well with Benton, obviously, because now we have 3 Benton again. We can banish and steal 3 times, which is pretty crazy. She lets you play through a lot, I think. Like, you bait through all their stuff, like the Voiceless stuff or the Drytron stuff, and then you start cracking their board with Natasha, and it does like a lot. 3 Benton, one of my favorite cards of the deck. It's the whole reason why this deck works, because now, instead of needing 2 names to combo, we only need 1 name to combo. So 1 name plus Benton is full combo for the Voiceless side. I played 1 Chaos Max. This is between this and a More Factor. The reason why I think like I settled on Chaos Max more was because this card, like, if you're playing, you're already winning the game, right? The only card that you really truly care about is Droll, and if you have an Alpha Zeta, that beats Droll with if you play Chaos Max, because you're able to like just let them Droll on the first search, which would be Chaos Max, and you still Chaos Max them and skip their turn, which is pretty nice, which is what the deck needs. It's just a way to win under Troll. So that's why I play him. The other option is you can play a More Factor. Pain, he skips your opponent's main phase 1. He goes better with the IP. Problem is, it's like harder to summon him, like, in my opinion, because like even though he's like searchable, you're usually using your first Medionis on Benton, and then your Saphira and on your Skull Guardian. To be able to drop a More Factor after that, you would need like 2 other Drytron bodies, which is kind of difficult. Which is why I just went for the Chaos Max, because it is a guaranteed win con that you don't need searchable off Guardian. Because if you're searching off Guardian, winning anyways. 2 Medionis, so I was doing like 1 Medionis, 1 prayer for like the longest while, but 2 Medionis is fine. I think honestly, like, you need 2 because of the Saphira, and having access to it is like very nice. The Zeta Benton combo uses 2 of them, since you search the first off Zeta and the second off you dump off of Saphira. So we don't play like the little Ravis because you can't summon him when you're restricted via your Drytron cards, so that's like important to know. The trap card, very very good in this deck because we're going to Dynamondo combo most of the times because we're using Drytron cards, so you always get back into your Radiance. You always get back into your low with your Guardian, then you'll have Radiance as an interruption. 3 prep. This card is very nice because it adds back the Medionis afterwards. Your searches for Ben 10, Chaos Max, or Guardian because 7 or under, which is pretty nice. Call by for Jurl makes sense. And then 3 Neb, 3 Jurl. These are my non-engines because they were the only ones I thought that like can stun the Fire King deck enough to where your engine can break their board. And then I like that a lot for the side patterns post side, as you can like kind of look at the side deck. 1 Orange Line and 1 Lancia. For the Zeta Ben 10 combo, you search both of these. You can also just having orange also is the 5th copy. It like works a lot well with numbers. So now you have 5 cards to stop Drills. Level 8 now if you count pot to dig for them, which is good number ratios. You have 5 cards going second, plus the 3 pot, which is good number ratios. And you have the hand traps you can side into, like specifically. Like the numbers of the deck like make sense specifically. But for Orange and Lancia, like them being searchable is what makes them like really nice. It helps you with your flu matchup too because you can just Lancia them, Orange or Bird, and they kind of lose. Shotgunning it's like always like really nice. You can shotgun it. So then if you have Dynamundo, they have a Beast Shield, they would have to go like chain Beast Shield, and then you could chain Dynamundo, summon. So no matter what, Lancia gets good like trade value into like Beast Shields too. So that's it for the main deck. I already released like the combo for like Alpha Ben 10, just like click back in the previous video. So let's go over the side, and I'll go to deficit Y. Harpies, obviously back row hit, change of heart, snatch and 3 mind control. These are all specifically for Link Force and Apollosa. So against fire, you want to be able to like just take their Apollo and stop playing because then they can't troll you. So this just like makes a lot of sense. It covers Rogue as well. Like it covers a lot. You're essentially like Natashing them before you start playing, which is nice. But there's a cool interaction I'll go over after. 1 Phantasm, same reason, just to dig for like these cards essentially. So like anything to the left is what you side in versus fire. Maybe like Veiler and Imperm if you would like to. 3 Ash, 3 specifically is you need stuff for like Lab and Brandon. I didn't go with Bell, but it also is a cross out target. And 1 Veil, 1 Imperm is our cross out targets, but also hand traps. And then 3 cross out makes sense with side parents because you side these 6 and go in first. 1 Ash, 1 Veiler, 1 Imperm, 3 cross out, and then you'll have like your package. So that's it for the side deck. As I said, I kind of like organize it to where it like, kind of makes sense. Extra deck, 2 Mubeta, makes sense. Another list, 1 Donna, 1 Zeus. I wish I could fit Typhon, but I opted for Anima Apollo, both those cards over Typhon, so making him the 16th because you have Natasha to like kind of break their board to where you don't really need to stun them that way. So if you get to Natasha, you're kind of winning the game. But Typhon is a card I would like to try to fit in. There are some flexible cards. 1 Link Creeper, 1 Anima. Anima is very nice because it also like just forces out Apollo game 1. You need to be able to force into their negate with Apollo because it's like really hard to play into Apollo with this deck since you don't have like bodies that you just summon for free. 1 SP, 1 IP, these make sense. 1 Phoenix, also makes sense. Dark Charmer's really good. Dynamundo, very very solid. It's like how you can either go back into your Chaos Max or your Skull Guardian going first, and then when you go second, you don't need it anymore because then you just Natasha OTK them. So you only really need 1, but this card is like really nice because not only that, when you go second, if you were just going second in the game, you can break their board with the Dynamundo since it spins, and then you'll just have it to like resummon back into the Chaos Max or the Skull Guardian. 1 Boral Sword Dragon. I had this inside of Access Code, but I played it inside of Access Code because I don't have room for a Link 3. 1 Apollosa, you know, because you have another target for your IP to go into, and it just kind of helps you when you Natasha them to be able to kill them under like Neb or so. And the Zelantis, this is the very cool, this is the coolest card actually. So the reason why I play Zelantis is because, as you see, I side like Change of Heart, Snatch Steal, Mind Control, those cards to like take their Apollosa. Being able then to just like start your plays with Apollo Negate or take their Whale, do the same thing. The minute you start using a Drytron card, this like the old Drytron cards will like restrict you, and then you can't like special summon monsters except those that cannot be normal summoner set the turn you activate this effect. So it's a restriction that goes into play. So if you go like Mind Control, take Apollosa, go Drytron effect, summon, You can then convert your Apollousa into Zelantis, trigger it, and they will not be able to revive any of the bodies that were not from like the extra deck, because all those monsters could be normal summons. So they had like Flamberge and they had like Oak and all those guys just get removed from the game. You are the person who's summoning it back, the person who controls Atlantis. So because you legally cannot summon those cards back, they won't get summoned. Yes, your Drytron will get banished permanently because it could only be summoned from a Drytron effect, but that's like irrelevant because you can like do plays, go into your like an extra deck monster, put the Drytrons in grade, then Zelantis, you're under the restriction, banish everything, revive Phoenix, battle phase, attack, because they'll only have like a couple extra deck monsters and you can OTK them. So Zelantis is super good in this deck because, and that's the whole appeal of siding like Mind Control, Snatch Steal, Change. If you guys have any questions about the deck, just let me know. I'm gonna continue like releasing combos on it. Like as you see, like I already have like a Zeta Ben 10 combo. I'm gonna like record this after and then put it up as well as to what you can do. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Thank you guys for your support. Be sure to share this with your friends, like and subscribe. And this is Justin with Rampengu Nation, and see you guys.